We go. It's
Okay,
time.
it's time. Here we go. It's the week, what is it, week 9?
Week 10.
Week 10. Welcome to the week 10 Packers podcast. Packers win 31 to 28 against the Cowboys at home, baby. Packers showing a little bit of life,
Yep.
there. Got the run game going. Had a Christian Watson coming out party, a bit of a Jonathan Ford coming out party, and yeah, Rashawn Gary is done for the year with an ACL. I don't know if we actually got that on the podcast last week or if that news came sometime during the week, but he's ACL and he's done. And had we lost this game, we'd be saying, season over.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, Rodgers always plays good against the Cowboys. I don't know what it is. Rodgers just kind of owned the Cowboys. And yeah, Packers catch a big win against a really good team, a contender team, and showed that we're not dead yet. That was his post game presser. We're not dead. So, Aaron Rodgers only attempted 20 passes to Dak Prescott's 46. And yeah, it was a pretty good game. A lot better than what we've had so far. What are your thoughts
Yep.
there, Pops?
Well, my number one thought is this game for the first time since I don't know if we had a game this season. This game had entertainment value. It was
Yeah.
actually an entertaining game to watch. We still had our moments of ineptitude, but there wasn't the entire game of ineptitude. So it was exciting to see us make plays. We had defensive people making plays, offensive people making plays. It was exciting to watch. Now, if you didn't care who won, it would have been a much more fun game to watch than
Yeah.
than the one where when you care about the outcome, it makes it harder. But at least there was good entertainment value, and we got the W. It feels like it's been a
Yeah, I
long
mean
time since
there's
they
like
won
the
a game.
first game this year, really. Cuz even the
Yeah, I
ones that
mean
we've
they
won, maybe against the Bears or something, we played pretty good.
that was about the only game that we won fairly handily. But even then, we had to get a couple goal line stops or something. I mean, it wasn't as good a win as the score
As the
indicated.
score,
But
yeah, yeah. Well,
but
we kind
but
of have to.
really,
Oh, good.
this was the first. I don't know. It was just a fun game. It was an exciting game. Um, you know, um, a lot better. If we had lost, it would have been the first time we had lost six in a row since 1988. That's how
Yeah,
long it's been since we've been in this bad of a funk. And
yeah,
that's before you were born, Steve.
yes, sir. It is before I was born, and we kind of
Yeah,
have to eat a bit of crow here because I predicted Packers losing 10-24, and I
yeah,
think you predicted Packers losing 42-3.
I
So
did. I
so
did.
we both. I mean, but who would have thought that we
Yeah, I was expecting them to lay down and die um,
same.
after the Lions game because basically, and still to this point, I mean, it's crazy to think about it, but if they had just not barfed up and vomited against the Lions, they'd still be in this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the game.
we'd be 5-5, and
Yeah,
we'd be
that's the game. That's the game at the end of the season when they're sitting home for the holidays. They're going to go back and go, if all the bad things that happened, all the stupid games we lost, if we just don't vomit on ourselves against the Lions, we're in the playoffs, and that's probably what it could happen. I don't know that it will happen, or they could. This could be like we talked about earlier, a dead cat bounce, where we just have one good game and then we go back to where we did before. But there's no way of knowing, but we were going to get some more information very, very quickly. So,
yes, because we have a game
um,
on Thursday.
game on Thursday. But anyway, I wanted to throw out some things and just talk about what changed. Um, Obviously, defensively, we had to make some changes, and they actually did make some changes.
As you
So I was happy to see
suggested,
that.
they were listening to the podcast. One of them,
They obviously are listening to
Savage.
our podcast because they tried Darnell Savage in the slot. Um, they brought Rudy Ford on the field, who had a tremendous impact because he had two picks.
Yep.
Not saying he's the answer, and I'm not saying Darnell Savage is the answer at the slot, but I like that they're trying something different because what they were doing wasn't
Yeah,
working.
like so Stokes getting hurt kind of was a bit of a blessing, I guess, because it forced Joe Barry to try something new, you know?
It did. No, it really did. That's very true. And then the other thing is there was a lot more 5 and 6 man fronts, trying to, a lot less soft zone. There was one play in particular where we did what we always do, which is 3rd and 6, and we had Jair playing 12 yards off, and I just go, I'm looking at it and going, no, I see it, and I go, and then the next thing you know, of course, the guy runs an out for 7 yards and gets the first down right in front of him. And I'm just going, I still don't understand what you're thinking on 3rd and 6, playing 12 yards off under any circumstance. I
Yeah.
don't get it.
It
But
doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
but that was the exception, not the rule this game. So I'm going to give him a benefit of the doubt. It was just a missed call or somebody did something better. Now, we played without, as you mentioned, Rakshan Gary. He's done. Stokes is done. Campbell is probably not done for the year, but he's out. He's probably going to be out another few games from what I read. So we're playing without 3 starters. So the question is, was the defense any better than it has been? And the short answer is statistically, no. Statistically, that was our worst game of the year. We gave up 420 yards. We gave up 28 points. So statistically, the answer is no.
Yeah, but
But
getting the picks.
just from watching the game and playing the game and it was way more fun to watch. And
Well,
it was,
getting the pick and setting up for a short field, directly. I
mhm,
mean, we scored off of both the turnovers, right?
we did. We did.
So that's something. Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. We have breaking news. We have breaking news to report.
what is
I
that?
just got off the phone with Adam Schefter, and we have breaking news in Green Bay.
What is it?
Amari Rogers has been released.
Oh, I did not know
Breaking
that.
news.
Oh yeah. Rogers, by the way, fumbled a punt, another punt.
Which, if you
Uh,
can go back to our podcast for the last year and a half, we've been calling and calling
like
and
literally
calling
since
for.
last year, we've been calling for it,
Yeah,
and I I I don't understand their thought process of this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
yeah.
Was this
But
fumbled punt? Because it's like
yeah, it
on his
was
fifth one of the
three.
year.
It was 3 straws ago for us, but yet they're still. It was the 7th fumble in 5 games or something. It's the 5th fumble in 7 games. I can't remember which, but
I feel
way too
bad for the
many.
guy. He's got the yips, but man, can't
Well,
have that on
it's
your
just like,
team.
yeah, it's just like I don't wish the guy any ill will, and I have, I feel bad for the guy. His NFL dream is probably crushed because he's put nothing on tape that means anybody else is going to give him another chance. But some guys just aren't destined to be NFL football players. I'm not. I couldn't do that job. I couldn't
Yeah.
catch that football with guys. And he was a fine college player. And he had a great college career. He's not an NFL player. He does not have the explosiveness or the shimmy or the confidence or the high
The
hand
hand.
coordination.
The,
Yeah, he's just not an NFL player. That's all there is to it. The sooner you
yeah.
admit that, the better. And it's better for him too because he can move on. He can move on to figure out what his next step in life is because
Well, it
it's
might
not
not
an
be better
NFL
for
football
him
player.
because he's still cashing game checks,
Well, true, but
right?
he's got a 3rd round contract, so he's probably got some guaranteed money. So
Yeah, but probably only like
anyway,
500K or something, less than a million.
yeah. But anyway, he just hasn't performed, and he's been an abomination in the running in the passing game as well.
This is his
He's
second
just
year or third year.
this is only his 2nd year, but sometimes it's just quick, and you gotta it's better too quick than too late.
Better to move. Yeah, better to move on too early.
But this was almost too late because he literally should have cost us that game.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to old Mike McCarthy getting a warm welcome back at Lambeau, but McCarthy went for it on fourth down in the red zone and should have kicked a field goal. Had they kicked a field goal, the game doesn't even go to overtime, right?
Well, I don't remember. I think that was overtime when he didn't kick, and that wouldn't have ended the game.
Oh, that
Um,
was overtime. I thought that was like
but
during the fourth quarter he like went for it and turned it over on downs.
yeah, but no, I don't. I don't think McCarthy made a bad decision. I'm going to go back to early in the game. So I got one more breaking bit of news. I got Adam's on. Hold on, Adam's on the phone. Let me.
Schefter's back on the line.
Jeffy's really? Oh wow, that could work. Okay, cool. Thanks, Adam. Um, yeah, Shefty just reported that we have signed D.D. Westbrook to our practice squad, who has in the past returned punts.
Nice. He's a Jags. He's like a former Jag, right?
He's a former Jag, former fourth overall pick in 2018, but he's also had fumble problems. but
Hey, I mean, can't be
but
worse than Amari
but
Rogers, right?
at the very least, with his fumble problems, he is electric, and he has some speed, and he has some shimmy, and he has some talents.
Yeah.
So it's worth a shot compared to what we've had. So,
Nice. You
so
think
anyway,
that's who's going to be returning kicks?
that's my guess. I don't know why else they would sign him. Maybe they signed him to be a wide receiver. I don't know, but they signed him to the practice squad, so we'll see. But anyway, so they're making moves. I'm happy about it that they're at least trying something different. I'm frustrated that it took this long, but just to reiterate, so when we go back and listen to this, it was a 14-14 game in the third quarter. Um,
We
they
stopped
punted
them.
to us.
Yeah.
They scored. No, they scored and punted to us. Then we fumbled. They scored again, made it 28-14. All the momentum went to Dallas. Looked like game was over. And, it was 28-14. And as I mentioned to Steve-O, the old announcer's jinx finally
Yeah,
got the other
heading
team.
into the fourth quarter, they were
Finally got
195 and 0.
in
195
the
and 0.
history of the Dallas Cowboys since 1960, their entire history, they have gone into the fourth quarter with a lead of 14 points or more 195 times. And they were 195 and 0
Yep.
until Sunday. And the Packers came
95
back
and
and won.
1, baby. Let's go.
195 and 1. Couldn't happen to a better team. Anyway, so the Packers, obviously, this game was weird in that, we dominated the first quarter, but we were behind because we made a terrible decision. Matt LaFleur tried to kick a 52-yard field goal into the wind on a 28-degree day with a kicker with a back problem. I don't know what he was thinking. I said it, and I'm not revisionist history. I was going to mom. I was going, you got to be kidding me. Do anything but kick the field goal. Punt it, go for it, but don't kick the field goal because there's no chance he's making this field goal.
Yeah.
And of course, of course, he missed the field goal. So anyway, it turns out that we ended up down 7-0 when we were dominating the game early, and then Rodgers fumbles, gets sacked, fumbles, and it looked. That's when my jersey came off, by the way. When Rodgers fumbled, that's how far I made it. I made it to Rodgers fumble,
Wow. You
and
made to like the
that was the
second
juice.
quarter.
Yeah, that was I was like gone. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
Um,
given kind of how the season till that point had
yeah,
gone, it makes
right.
sense why the fuse was so short
It was a
because
short fuse, though.
we hadn't shown
I'll admit.
anything.
Well, plus we've shown no ability to come from behind. We've shown nothing but lay down and die whenever we get behind the whole
True.
season. I mean, we basically
True.
have shown
But this
nothing.
excuse me. But this was a bit different because we were really the entire game gashing them in the run game. The entire
Correct.
game gashing them in the run game. We had Aaron Jones 24 carries for 138 yards and a touchdown, 5.8 average, and then AJ Dillon 13 carries, 65 yards, 5-yard average.
Yeah. So let's talk about. Okay, so we mentioned the defensive changes. That one last thing I want to point out about the defense from my notes. We've got to figure out third and fourth and one and a QB sneak. We can't let a QB sneak
Yeah.
third, fourth and one every single time. We just can't. I mean, it can't be 100%. It just can't be. They got to figure something else out. Obviously, we know how hard it is to make third and fourth and one. It is extreme. It is like harder than solving world hunger for our offense. I mean, it really is. And
It
so if
didn't
we're
used to be
watching
like
this,
that. When our offense was good, I was like confident that it was third
right,
and one. Like we would throw an out, we would throw a slant, we'd
right.
run it, we could do a little Rogers thing, we could throw a screen, we could make third, fourth and one. I was always confident we could make it. but
Not anymore.
not anymore. And
I used to love it.
and
I used to
even
love
during
it when
Rodgers' last two MVP seasons, it seems like we couldn't. Even when Rodgers is playing well, we still
yeah.
couldn't make it the last few
I
years. I don't
used
know what happened.
I used to love it when we used to go for it on fourth down. I always felt confident. Every time we go for it on fourth down now, I know disaster awaits. I just know. It's
I think
just
it's when our wide receiver core kind of fell apart. Really, like with the
yeah,
departure of like we didn't have a good wide receiver unit once Jordy left. Really, right? Because
yeah.
then it was
And then
just
and then
Devontae and company.
and then Devontae was kind of the fault, the fail safe. He'd always just throw it to Devontae every time we needed a third or fourth and one.
Yeah, but
And
that's
now
so
he's gone.
obvious though.
Yeah. So
You
anyway,
know.
but back to offensive changes. Obviously, Rodgers with 20 pass attempts, only six in the entire first half, 39 run plays. That had to grind Rodgers' last nerve because he's been advocating for more passes. You see where that got us in Detroit. I think Matt finally convinced him that, especially with this team, Dallas is such a good defense, and particularly pass rushing against the pass. They're like their only vulnerability was the run.
Yeah.
So this was the right game plan.
And
I
thankfully we
don't
scored 14. We tied it 14-14 before half because I bet you if we come out 14 nothing start of the second half and then they
right.
score again, it's 21 nothing. It's like what are you going to do? Keep running?
Yeah. I don't know. They stuck with it when they got down 28-14. So I gotta believe
They were going to stick
they
with
were
it.
they were
And
committed to it. And
and
so
I guess it's like part of me hates that and part of me likes that. Part of me hates
yeah,
it because we're just so inflexible in other areas, as evidenced by the Amari Rogers release,
right.
a year too late. And we're always
Yeah.
inflexible. And so now LaFleur sees this and goes, well, see, we stuck with the plan and it came through for us.
Yeah.
But most of the time we stick with the plan and it just,
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go to obviously to me, I'm excited if this was a specific game plan for the Cowboys, knowing this is the only way we can win it, I'm excited about it. If it's, oh, we're going to play this way the rest of the year and win all our games, I'm not excited about it because I don't think they can. I just
yeah,
don't think they can.
I agree.
But it was the right game plan for this week. The other thing that was shocking is we went back to some bunch sets. We actually put those three receivers in the bunch set where they don't know who to cover, and we had some productivity out of that.
Yeah.
We'd gotten away from that entirely. So I was happy to see that. And then, of course, we've been trying to hit the deep ball on third and one the entire year. We've tried it 17 times. We were over 17. And we finally hit the third and one deep ball to Christian Watson,
Christian
who,
Watson coming out party, baby. 4 receptions, 107 yards, 3 tutties.
yeah,
And it honestly could have been 5 receptions, 4 tutties because he dropped
yes,
one. He
yeah.
dropped the first one.
And he dropped his very first two passes of the game.
He dropped his first two. You're right. He dropped the bomb, which would have been a touchdown, and then we went to him again immediately on third down, and he dropped the out. That was open.
Yeah,
So back to
yeah.
back drops off of him, and then we still threw it to him deep, and
And basically with Romeo Dobbs out, we don't have any choice. I mean,
yeah, no, it's true.
we,
It's
we got to
true.
throw to him. We got to live and die with whether he can play or
We
not.
do,
Now,
yeah, no, that's exactly, and we said that at the beginning of the season is that
we
the
did.
season is gonna hinge on
Yep,
Dubs and Watson, basically.
yep.
Well, Watkins, but we kind of knew that Watkins wasn't gonna be.
Yeah, Watkins has not been a factor. Dobbs would be a factor. Boy, all of a sudden, if Dobbs somehow miraculously only misses a couple games, if you end up with Dobbs, Watson, and Lazard,
You
you
got
got
a
something to
squad.
work with.
Yeah, it's
You
like
got something to work with.
yeah, but it's almost like that's gonna be a good squad next year, if that
Correct. I
makes
agree with that.
sense,
I
because
agree with
it's
that.
already week 10. It's already
Right.
week 10, and you've just now. And even though he only had 4 catches. Normally if you have
I
three touch,
understand, but
normally if you have three
I understand,
touchdowns, you
but
have like 12 catches.
I understand, but the eye test is he is
You're
fast.
right. Well, on one of the ones
He's
was just a little shallow drag route, and he just
yeah.
and no since nobody touched him, he just whoop. I
I
mean, it
mean,
was
he's
wide.
just
It was wide open. That's the kind of one where when it's against the Packers, it's like you didn't
yeah.
cover Tyreek
I
Hill.
know.
You
I
didn't
know.
cover. You didn't bump Tyreek Hill, the fastest guy on the other team.
Yeah.
Just pulling out your hair, and we did
That
it to them. It's good to recognize when we do it to other teams too, because it makes you
it
feel not so
is.
bad when it gets done to
It
you.
is. And really, I mean, the catch on 3rd and 1 to get the thing going was a big play. But and obviously Rudy Ford's 2 interceptions. I know that, we listened to Greg Olson explain the receivers ran wrong routes. I don't care. Rudy
Yeah,
Ford
he
caught
at
the
least
ball.
made the play. Yeah, exactly. Like
Exactly. I'm
a,
just
a
saying,
lot of times they can
normally,
goof. Like you got to be there to capitalize on
I
the
know.
goof. Like teams are
I
gonna
know.
goof. Teams are gonna
They
goof. No one
the
plays
other
perfect.
teams goofed and we didn't drop them. So I give Rudy Ford all the credit. He caught the ball. He was aggressive coming up to make tackles in the run game. He goes,
Oh
he
my
plays with his
gosh,
hair on
yeah,
fire.
the one in the flat, the
Yeah,
that one tackle
yeah.
in the flat. I know who was it was on the running back and he just
It was Pollard.
yeah.
Yeah. And then
And I mean he
Pollard's
was going to
nifty.
go. I mean it was going to go for 20
Yeah.
yards
And
without the
that's what Savage couldn't do. I
yeah.
mean, Savage just wouldn't. He could, but he wouldn't. And that's so. Rudy Ford, bless his heart, he missed a tackle at the goal line on CeeDee Lamb and let him score. He missed a tackle on Tony. So he plays with his hair on fire and he's there. And I like that just because we have
I'd
so
rather
little
do
of that
that.
on our team.
Yeah, yeah. I'd rather play with our
So,
hair on fire and get burnt and give
yep,
up big plays and make
yep.
big plays than to just
But
play
back
the
to
oh, just don't score too fast defense.
I know. But back to Christian Watson. The play of the game, we're down 28-14. It's 4th and 7. We're done. This play, the game's over. I mean, literally,
Yeah.
the game's over in the middle of the 4th quarter. And they ran that bunch set, and Christian Watson couldn't get bumped. Nobody was covering him, Steve. I mean, that kid, it reminds me a little bit of when Jordy first came out, and Jordy was just so sneaky fast because he was a white guy.
Yeah,
But
nobody expected it or
yeah,
whatever.
but this guy's just really fast. He's so big. They don't think he's going to be that fast,
Yep.
and he's running away from everybody. I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
it's
he passes the eye test for sure. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the I'm
yeah.
gonna get the highlights rolling while we're sitting here
Okay,
talking
cool.
about it, so we can just kind of talk about the game while the highlights are rolling, and then we can
And then
whenever we see something we can
yeah,
stop or whatever.
and so
Um,
that touchdown was impressive. And then the final touchdown to tie the game in regulation when he ran across the field. I
yeah,
mean,
that was the drag one that I was alluding to earlier. Yeah, that was big. But yeah, we were running the ball early. Did I lose you? Hold on. What's going on? Uh-oh. I wanted more than you could give me. Okay, we're still recording, but I think my internet just went out. Great.
oh, you back?
No, yeah, sorry. I just had a technical glitch there. So
Okay.
sorry, you were saying, can you still see the stream? Or it's
Yeah,
paused?
but it stopped.
Okay, there we go. It's
Okay,
going now?
now I got it. Now I
Okay,
got it.
yeah, okay. It's fine. I was still recording the whole time, so it's just gonna be.
I'm just still talking about Christian Watson, just how
Oh yeah,
fast he
yeah.
is.
No,
And then
keep going with it.
yeah, and then I watched the little post game celebration, and he's in the locker room without a shirt on.
Uh,
Steven,
yeah,
this guy is
he's ripped. He's big
he's
ripped.
he's
He's
ripped. He
Hulk.
has a
Yeah,
he doesn't have a six
he's
pack.
got a 12
He has
pack.
an 18. He has an 18 pack.
Yeah, yeah.
He literally doesn't have an ounce of fat on his body. He's 230 pounds or something. I mean,
He's
he's
just
just a
genetic.
specimen.
He's just a genetic freak, honestly. I
And
mean,
I'm just going, how does this guy ever get hurt? He
yeah,
is.
his draft comparables were like Julio Jones and Calvin Johnson.
Seriously. I mean,
They're
he's that kind of athlete. I mean, he is that kind of, I'm not saying he's going to be that kind of receiver or he's going to have that kind of career,
he at
but
least has that upside.
he has that athleticism, and it's just It's just
It's
impressive.
something you
So,
can't teach. We finally drafted the big, strong, tall, fast guy. And I know you say we reached on him, whatever. Same thing with AJ Dillon though. If you want to get the
yeah.
big, strong, fast guy that passes the bus test, you got to pay for it, you know?
I don't have a problem with us um, drafting where we did. I was happy we got him. I wouldn't have been too upset with him if we'd taken him in the first round and just not gotten Devontae Wyatt. But we had to have him, and he's going to be good. But like you said, it's probably next year, not this year,
Yeah, it
that
will
this
be.
receiving core is going to come together. But it's just fun to see a little bit of promise, because we've had so many disappointments with injuries, and there's where Rudy Ford missed the tackle.
Yeah, you can
Um,
see
you
Jair's
know,
fired up.
yeah. So, but it happens. I mean, and again, Rudy Ford's been in the league for 6 years, and he's never been able to start for a reason. I
Yeah.
mean, so our expectations have to be limited. But if he's better than Darnell Savage, and Darnell Savage is better in the slot than Rasul Douglas, I think that's a good move. I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that either one of them are all pros. It just means our defense is better. Um, but
Yeah.
anyway, I agree with
But
you.
look, but
Even though the
okay.
numbers,
We're good.
even though the numbers don't support that our defense was better, the eye test it was better, even
Yeah.
without three
Well, I mean, well,
stars.
think about the points. Look, Rogers just fumbled on the whatever, whatever. But
Yeah,
it's 7-0 right now with 5 minutes left in the second quarter,
second quarter. Yeah,
and it's about to end 14-14.
right.
So there it
There's the
is.
Watson.
There it is, baby. Boom! Hit him with a
Watch
backflip.
this.
Hit
Watch
him
his
with a
backflip.
backflip real quick. Let's
Look,
go! Let's go! He got
I
up
mean,
on
look at
that.
that. Look at that dude. He is
Yeah,
just huge.
he got up on that. He got up on that
Yeah,
backflip too. You know, he's 6'5",
yeah,
230, and can backflip and outrun
and can
everybody.
fly and can just absolutely fly. It's amazing.
Yep.
Anyway, so I was pretty, and again, obviously we can't. It
It was
wouldn't be a
4th and 1,
podcast.
QB sneak.
Yeah, we got him stopped. We got him stopped. Oh no, not quite.
But yeah, we didn't. It's like we didn't really try that hard. Amos didn't even try to come up. He thought the play was over. You know.
Yeah, and that's where teams don't respect us. I mean, he went for it on fourth down from his own 40.
Yeah.
We would have never done that. Oh,
Oh, there's
but
the
there's the
first
pick.
pick. There's the first pick, and the guy ran the wrong route. Whatever, whatever.
Yeah,
But
I
now
don't
we got the
care.
ball with the short field.
Yeah, this is the Aaron Jones touchdown here, which is
Yep.
going to be cool.
Okay, so we
But
can
here,
see
this,
the
yeah,
wrong route or whatever.
yep. CD didn't cross his face like he's supposed to. Yep, yep. I'll tell you what, Greg Olson is a really good analyst
Yeah,
because
well,
he
just somebody
called.
that play. Yeah, somebody that
Yeah,
has played. You know.
he called both of those interceptions right away. He just said, "Oh my gosh," he knew exactly what happened right away. You know, and
Yeah,
he was able to show it
it was
immediately.
nice. Yeah, it was nice having him. You know.
Here goes Aaron Jones to the corner with his ode to
Woo!
Marshawn Lynch.
Yep, Marshawn Lynch.
See ya.
Woo! Yeah, no, he always gets a poster against the Cowboys. Remember he got the bye bye,
Yeah,
and
I
then
know.
he got the bye bye one, and then now he got the Marshawn Lynch
Yeah.
Beastquake celebration.
This was my biggest disappointment with the defense of the whole day as we gave up a touchdown here
Yeah, here with one
before the
minute,
half. Here was a
two.
here was a fumble that we didn't recover, you know. So, while we're talking, it wouldn't be a Packers podcast without us talking about our special teams. Obviously, we
Oh,
lost special teams once again, missed a field goal, fumbled a punt, two really bad penalties on kickoff returns. It's to the point where anytime we get a kickoff return past the 20, I know there'll be a flag.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I look for it. I don't even get excited. Mom goes, "Aren't you excited?" I'm like, "No, there's a flag." She goes,
it's
"I don't
coming
see a
back.
flag." I said, "Just wait. There's a flag."
Yeah, it's coming back. Look, we're
But,
getting bowled over.
this was a bad sequence. This whole drive, we got soft again and just tried to play prevent. And I don't,
There's our zone right there.
well,
Packers zone.
Packers zone. It just doesn't work. And they got to just give it up. We're a man to man team. If we get beat man to man, so be it.
Yep.
You know?
And then just like
So,
that, 14-14. It was 5 minutes left. It was 0-7. Now it's 14-14.
yeah.
Okay.
Third quarter,
Aaron Jones was electric this game.
Aaron Jones
He's been
is
the
such a
only
good athlete.
consistent player the entire year.
It's true.
Sammy
Oh,
was
That was a Sammy sighting. We had a
yeah, he
Sammy
was
sighting.
completely covered. Rodgers just put the ball in a really good spot.
He did have 3 catches this week, so it's a little better. And this is the one Christian dropped here.
Yeah,
He
right
just,
there.
well, he didn't see it. He just didn't pick up the ball.
Yeah.
No.
But that should have been,
Could have been
or
touchdown
could have
number
been
4.
touchdown number 4. Yeah.
Could have been.
But yeah, I'm glad they showed it on the highlight because I had alluded to it.
So here's where we finally get a stop. We get a
Yes,
nice
it's
stop.
14-14. And we're like,
We're gonna get
yes,
great field position.
surely our
Gonna
special teams wouldn't mess up here.
gonna be
Surely.
beautiful. And here comes Sundial Rogers. Boom!
Just poo-pooed it. Just completely poo-pooed it.
And
And
this is where the game just took a bad. We had a bad 8 minutes here.
yep,
Really bad.
the rest of this quarter ain't gonna go our way.
No. But it's
But
just such a weird thing, that momentum like that. So
yeah, it was lots of ebbs and flows, and yeah, there's C.D. Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb had a
We couldn't
really good
cover
day
him.
against
We
us.
couldn't cover him. He had like 2 touchdowns, 100 something yards, bunch of catches.
Yeah. So I do want to point out one thing again, and we've talked about this in Cat years before, but the thing that's so different for us this year is our turnover ratio. You know, we've enjoyed, because Rodgers is so good with the football. We've enjoyed years and years and years of advantage on turnover ratio.
Yep.
And if again, you've studied the numbers, the number one predictor of NFL teams' records is turnover ratio.
Yeah.
There's no one stat that better predicts the winners and losers than turnover ratio. Like right now, Philadelphia's 1, Minnesota's 2. Okay, 8-1, 8-1. You
Yeah.
know, because they're plus 12 or whatever on turnovers. They're like getting 1.5 per game extra.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
Packers are number 29, -5 on the year,
Sounds
and
about
that's
right.
just
And that's about what our
yeah,
team has been like.
yeah. No, it's so
And yeah,
it's
Rodgers,
so
but Rodgers has thrown more picks than he normally does. A lot of them off people's hands, off people's helmets.
yeah.
So I don't think
We already
Rodgers
have
is.
more. And we already have more turnovers this year than we had the entire season last year.
Wow. And there's the same.
That was
I think that's the same play that they ran
yeah.
before, literally.
And I'm not sure who blew it, if it was Savage or Jair, but
But nobody was
somebody blew
covering
it.
him. We forgot to cover
Nobody
their
was
number
concerned.
one guy.
Right.
Look, and they just have the ball the entire time. Oh, and
Yeah.
it's running. It's just running the same thing
Yes.
back.
Yeah. So now it's 28-14. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. Rodgers runs for a first down.
Yep. But at this point in the game, he's 6 for 10 with 107 yards and 1 touchdown, and it's the end of the
No,
third quarter.
really? Wow.
Yeah, right there. Look, his little stat line in the bottom.
Oh, wow.
He's 8
That's
for
crazy.
12, 121 yards and 1 TD going into the fourth quarter.
Okay. And now the fourth quarter, things change.
Yep. Third and
All
7. We try
right.
to throw to Lazard. 4th and 7, and this is where he's
Here we
saying came
go.
out in the bunch set.
All right, there he is. See him? See him in the bunch set.
Yep.
Free release. See ya.
Whoop! Wide open.
Goodbye.
Got him.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't hit him at the line, they're not covering
Yep. Got his first Lambo leap. Maybe I don't know.
him.
Getting
Yeah.
his head cranked. It seems like they're playing all the Cowboys touchdowns twice, and they're not playing ours twice on this
Hmm.
little highlight thing. Got beef.
There's
So
a third and 9
defense, yeah,
stop.
defense goes and gets a stop. We get the ball back. 7 minutes. Okay, Alan Lazard showing a little,
A little slip
little
screen.
something. And we stuck with the run. The entire time we stuck with the run. And look, we're gashing them.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. We ran the ball extremely well, and we had to. That was our only option, really.
Yeah, because if we just sat back, right here, Aaron
Look at this
Jones,
run.
baby.
Look at this run.
Let's
That's
go.
explosive. He fumbled that
Yeah,
ball
and
too, but he
yeah,
got
he
it back.
did fumble. but he got it back, thankfully. Thankfully, he had it.
Here we go. Bunch set.
Zoop.
See ya. Bye. Touchdown.
Just wide open.
Yeah.
One,
Well, the
two,
play
three.
action got the linebackers up because the linebackers should have bumped him off his route,
Yep.
but the play action, the running game made that happen. So it all works together, you know.
Very true. Very
And here,
true.
and then here, just shocking that we actually came back and got a stop
Third and
after we
7.
scored twice.
I thought they were gonna call PI on that. I really
Yeah.
did. I really, really did. Ugh.
And then we get the ball back with a minute 49. All we need is a field goal to win the game, and we played not to lose. This is my only disappointment the whole day
Yeah.
is that we played not to lose on this stretch.
This looked like Rodgers could have ran it. He could have thrown
Yep.
it, but then he just didn't. It was just bad.
Yeah.
And then and then we have to defend against the weird, thankfully.
I'm just surprised they didn't even just sit on it. That was weird. All right, so 28-28 going to overtime. Of course, Dallas wins the flip.
Gets the ball first. I'm like, okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Here we go. They're about to come out.
And they're
Swinging.
moving it quickly.
They are moving it. And they're like in field goal range now. Or, oh, never mind.
Well, they had two key penalties that saved our butts.
Oh, yeah.
They had a holding call and an offsides call.
That brought
All
back
right,
the
there we go.
memories.
First down. Called it back. 2nd and 19. There we go.
Yeah, let's see here.
Jair gives up that pass, which I can't believe he let Dalton Schultz catch that.
Yeah, so it's 3rd and
All
4.
right, 3rd and 4. Here's the Jair PI that they wanted.
Which it
All of
probably
Dallas people
was a
wanted.
little bit.
Yeah, they said they lost the game because of that call. That's their take.
Maybe. Now they go for it on 4th instead of kicking from here.
And
Run
here,
the run the
Jaron
clock.
Reed makes the play of the game there.
Yeah, there we go. So now we
I
got the
think it was the
ball.
right call. It was the right call not to kick there. I really did. But they could have punted, you know.
Yeah, easy. It's easier said than done. But then here he is,
Yeah. And then
Lazard.
here's the big play to Lazard, the big run
Woo!
pass out.
And that's basically the game right there because we're in field goal
Yeah.
range. We just
How
down
do
it.
you feel about this when they get in field goal range and then they don't even try to score? It makes me.
Statistically, I know. Statistically, it's probably the right call,
It
right?
is,
Because
but
it's such a
it
short
grinds my.
field goal. But yeah, I
Yeah.
know what you mean. But the chances of you scoring versus the chances of you turning it over, because the
Right.
field goal is 96% or something, 97%
Right.
from there, right? So the win,
Sure.
you have a 96% win chance, and you're going to turn that down to gamble on the fact that you're not going to turn it over, which
Right.
I'm willing to think that your turnover chance is more than that.
It is this year for sure, but most years I would say, why not run it? Why not run AJ Dillon once, or
Yeah,
something?
just to see. I mean, because we had been gashing them with the run, just to see what we could do, see what we could get.
Anyway, they won the game. I'm happy. I'm thrilled. It was so much
This
fun to
could be
actually get
our
a victory.
last fun podcast, so we got to enjoy it while we can. So that was
Exactly.
good.
So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna pick and choose or pick it apart. And obviously, it wasn't perfect,
Yeah.
but it was way better than what it has been. So now we got to move forward and move
Packers
on.
Titans, baby.
Packers Titans on Thursday.
Let's
Um,
see whose turn is it. It's your turn to go first.
okay, my turn. Well, let's do a little preview first. Now, I watched the Titans go into Kansas City with a rookie quarterback who hadn't played before, who couldn't throw at all, and they lost 20-17 in overtime to
Malik
Kansas City.
Willis.
Yeah,
He only completed 5 passes for 80 yards.
I understand that. It was amazing that they stayed in that game. It was just Tennessee is a hard-nosed, well-coached, great football team. I mean, I'm telling you, they play football the way the 49ers play. and they take no prisoners. They let you hard. They will never let up. They are just a hard nosed football team that comes from their coach. Vrabel's a great coach.
Yep.
So he had no business being in that game, and he was.
He
So
was
Tannehill's back,
outmanned, outgunned.
outmanned, outgunned, and they almost won in Kansas City. So
Yeah,
can they
this
come
is
into Green Bay and
embarrassing.
win? For sure. Tannehill's back. Tannehill's back. The one thing I'll say for certain is Mike Vrabel will not let us run Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. He'll put 12 guys in the box if he has to not let us run. I mean, he will not let that happen. Um, so
But typically, when you dare Aaron Rodgers to beat you, it does not work
true.
out well.
It typically doesn't.
But
It has this year.
this year it has worked out well.
Yep. Yep. So this game is not going to be like the Cowboys game, in my opinion. It's not going to be anything close to that. I think we're going to be stubborn and try to run it, but Tennessee is going to make it
They're gonna be
very, very
stout.
difficult for them. And so, and I think they're going to try and run the ball as well. And I hope that our defensive coordinator knows that and just plays man because they don't have receivers that scare you. They got this
No.
Traylon Burks, who's a rookie. Ryan Tannehill. If Ryan Tannehill beats you with Traylon Burks, then so be it. But you can't let Derrick Henry beat you. You just can't. You can't let Derrick
Yeah,
Henry win
yeah,
well.
you can't. You're right.
So because he's their thing. So my guess is, my guess is we're going to put up a pretty good fight. I think they're going to game plan pretty well. But in the end, I don't think we got enough. I'm going Tennessee 17, Green Bay 14.
Okay, 17-14, Tennessee. Okay, and you know what? I'm gonna go just the opposite. 14-17 Packers, baby.
Nice. I hope you're right.
Let's go.
I hope you're right.
So I got faith. It's just hard to know what Packers squad is gonna come out, what we're
Yeah.
gonna see, what we just. It's just been a weird year, man.
It's a weird year. And it's so I want us to win so bad because it at least keeps us relevant. The longer we stay relevant, the more fun it is. And so
Yeah,
not
but
that we're gonna
truth
I mean,
truth be
I know
told, we're not gonna do anything in the postseason.
the truth be told, we're not gonna make the postseason. But even if we did, you're right, we wouldn't do anything. But the longer I can hold out hope, the longer that there's a realistic path,
The dream is still alive.
the better it is. Even if it gets crushed at the end. I'd rather have that than to be out early and have no chance. So
Yeah,
but I hope they
true.
win.
Hopefully we'll be December. I'll be down there. Hopefully I'll be in
Yeah.
Florida. We'll be doing the podcast in person and
Yeah. I mean, we got to play at Tennessee and then at Philadelphia. You know. So or no, we got Tennessee at home and then at Philadelphia. That's our next three games. So tough games, tough teams with good, well coached teams. But you know, stranger things happen. It's the NFL.
it's the
Any
NFL,
hey,
baby.
the Commanders just went into Philadelphia and beat them. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. So anything can
so
happen. Okay,
anything can happen.
I'm cutting the podcast here.
All right.